Today's guest has made me question my sexuality on multiple occasions. He's also toured the world with multiple bands on multiple occasions. You might look at him and say, oh, hey, is that the guy from Bairre? We simply say, hey, that is the guy from Bairre. Nick, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing, Nick?
I'm very good. It's a beautiful day in Cape Town, and I'm here with you guys. I'm excited.
Can't complain.
I'm a big fan of the show.
That's lovely to hear. Do you ever get put off a bit by the how are you question? You think it's a bit tiring, or is it just social lubricant? And while I have you, your take on lubricant.
Social lubricant. It's good. I never know what to say though. You never know, like, especially now, if you should be like dead honest with like how are you feeling, and most people aren't feeling good. So I love that there's that like as we're coming out of lockdown, people are like, how you been? What you been up to? It's like same as you, man. Been in my room watching streaming a lot. Yeah. Just thinking.
Thinking it's terrifying. Would you advise thinking to your many listeners?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I would advise thinking about lubricants. I actually have a friend. I have a friend that's making lubricant at the moment, and it was like I don't know. Actually, I don't know enough about it to be talking about it, but it was like this oil-based lubricant, and my girlfriend was like, maybe you shouldn't use oil because it will stain. It'll stain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sheet.
The
So
coconut oil fiasco.
So they're not using the oil lubricants, and now I think they're thriving.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's launched yet. This is not. I shouldn't have spoken about it yet. It's
Okay.
coming.
Well, keep your eyes out.
Lubricants.
For lubricant.
So yeah,
And
pro
your dry
lubricants.
areas, keep them dry. New product coming.
Yeah.
Good heavens, what a interesting start to a podcast. Your thoughts on lubricant, Chloe?
Not much. Needed.
Not much required. Yes.
Not much required.
There was that whole Jay Alvarez. You've got a bit of Jay Alvarez, I mean, esque sort of vibe to you.
Wow.
It's the surfer energy.
But like much
I have
cooler.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, you have Instagram.
With that J. Alvarez coconut oil fiasco. You're not
Tell me about
familiar.
it? No, I don't keep up with him.
You haven't watched that.
I know he is, but no.
No.
I can't watch a dude jump out of a plane.
It was basically a sex tape that he made.
What?
And they just used coconut oil. I think it was sponsored.
It was the most disgusting influencer campaign ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, you know, when you include a product into what you're doing, but like
sex tape,
it's a porno.
Yeah.
No, you see everything.
No, it's crazy. I don't think it was released on purpose though.
Oh, Chloe, come on. We know you see the best in the world, but come on.
I really don't think it was.
It was like shot in 4K. That was the concern.
Who's the one that slept with Kim Kardashian? Ray J. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw him. I was watching Mars Attacks last night, and I saw a little Ray J like shooting all the. Have you seen Mars Attacks?
No.
It's like an early Tim Burton film where Mars attacks, and it's terrible. It's really not good, but it's also like Tim Burton, and it's cool. But anyways, I saw Ray J. And that reminded me. He also made a sex tape. Yeah.
I mean, he almost single-handedly, or with two hands, if you watch correctly,
He like kind of
built the empire, the Kardashian empire.
handcrafted, handmade.
No lubricant there. It's a tough segue, that. But let's go back to one of our favorite aspects of the show, one that you did in grade 1 to 3, and one that we ultimately have come back to. Show and tell, Nick. What do you got for us today?
show and tell. So I wasn't sure if this was like that GQ, like 10 things you can't live without or kind of thing. And then I was just like, oh, wait, it is like show and tell. That's cool. So you need to show something and tell about it. So I got gifts. Do either of you listen to vinyl?
Of course.
Cool. You get the World of Birds vinyl.
Wonderful.
Stop.
These are the kinds of show and tells I was bringing, and then I was like, I don't have story. That's just the band.
That's
This
just
is incredible. This is the best gift. Thank you.
I'm going to say yes to whatever the next thing is.
I was going to get this
Like,
signed
do you
later.
have eyes? Yes, it's me.
This is the next gift.
A gift.
It's an elephant. It's a bit dirty. So this one does have a story in. I was like, I don't know how many years ago, but I bought this for my girlfriend at the time. And it was like around New Year's, and I bought it as a gift. And then over New Year's, I was playing a show in Pretoria, and she wasn't there, obviously, and she was back here. But then she spent a New Year's with Chlo. And I was like, this is all rumors as well. I don't think anything happened, but it freaked me out. And I was having a dark New Year's. Like, I played a show. I was in Pretoria. I didn't know anyone. I had this like picture for her. And then I go back to Cape Town, and she broke up with me as well. But I was like, I'm not giving her this image of an elephant. But I also don't like it myself. I got it because she likes elephants. But I've been holding on to this thing, just been like sitting in the corner of my room, moving houses, just following me around. And every time I see it, I think about Chad with Chlo and this like weird beef I have with him for something he didn't do.
Elephant beef at that.
And so now I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to give it to you.
Wonderful.
And
Thank you.
And he's a national treasure. So I really need to get, I need to like, squash this thing. And I think I have.
No, I think you've reignited it, if anything.
I hope he sees this, yeah. I want to know what really happened.
I mean, he's not proficient in breaststroke, but...
How did he... I didn't watch him.
Chlo, you don't
Last
like that one,
Olympics.
eh? Not great. Yeah, he bombed out. Apparently this girl broke up with him the night before.
Oh, really?
Wow. I think he's actually married.
I'm too gullible. I didn't even know what the breaststroke comment was about. I was like, he's pretty good at breaststroke. He won a medal.
Oh, no, that was about him potentially stroking your girlfriend's breasts.
I gathered.
Okay.
Yeah,
I gathered later.
yeah.
No, not so anyone who wants to become a guest on KETS, prepare yourself. But that's actually so fantastic, because the last gift I received from my ex-girlfriend was an elephant, a baby,
which we found.
not an actual elephant. I would have stayed with her if she had given me an actual elephant. But
Is it the one you just saw down the road?
No, that's another one.
Another one.
Yeah.
but it's like a fluffy toy animal.
Which we found Sam's dog dragging around yesterday.
Mimetic for where the relationship went.
How often are you doing like a podcast like this and someone outside of the podcast sees and goes like, hey, why did you talk about that?
We haven't had that yet. Or
We
at
just
least
stay
they
inside.
they haven't confronted us about it.
Okay.
There's probably been a few instances.
Absolutely.
To test to see whether they actually watch the podcast.
But I mean, it's
True.
it's fine. Like, if I saw Chad Chlo in arcade once, and that was very confusing because I was very drunk and embarrassed myself. I think that was probably a similar night where I DM'd your current girlfriend.
My current girlfriend.
Yeah. So
Stephanie.
just get that out the way.
Did you DM her?
No, I mean, it wasn't a bad DM, but it was definitely with ill intent.
She actually said you were quite a snack back when.
A snack.
Damn it, Stephanie, should have replied.
She said you had like short hair and
Oh, so I'm not a snack anymore. Okay.
Yeah, now that he's grown his hair out.
sus, dude. Look, I cut my hair.
I know, but that's women truly run the world. If Chloe was like, you have to cut your, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else? It's like even when I had a weird moustache going, because Chloe supported it, I felt like I could run through brick walls.
I
important.
only supported it for so long though. Then I said the handlebars have got to go.
They had to go.
No, that's actually a funny story. Sam's razor ran out of battery, so he had to shave. Because he was halfway through shaving his beard, and then
We've taken on a sponsorship from Manscaped. You see how we do that? We just pepper them in there. But I don't want the Manscaped people to hear this, but I'm terrified of shaving my balls, as I think any.
No one teaches you as well when you're growing up. It's dark. You think your friends would help, but they don't know.
son, it's time I taught you something.
Yeah. So I just shave my face with it, and it's actually great because it's a pocket rocket. I feel
Pocket rocket.
I feel zhuzhy.
What is Manscaped? Sorry, is this a company?
They're a company, yeah, and they exclusively sell. Excuse me. They exclusively sell man grooming
Products,
Okay.
yeah.
So I've got ball deodorant, which I might gift you later,
Nice.
because you're so wonderful with your gifts,
Thank you.
and because it's intoxicating, that stuff. So head on over to Manscaped. Use the promo code KETS and be careful when you're shaving your nether region.
Paired well with a lubricant.
Oh, this is just descended to madness. My dad was like, so did you just talk cuck on the podcast? I was like, damn it, finally someone's cottoned on to what we do here. But I'm going to get back to some serious questions. So you like to surf. That's why I'm dressed in this Hurley kit. I also wanted to wear a beater because, like I said earlier to Nick, skinny guys, we've got to bring this back. Stop being put off by those juicy meatheads you see at Virgin Active. You can look like me and wear a beater.
No, it's true.
Nick PREEN endorses it, so there you go.
I'm going to cut these sleeves off.
Just get them off. So, you like to surf. This is a two-part question.
Sure.
Have you watched Chasing Mavericks, or do you prefer Cody Maverick from Surf's Up?
Oh my gosh, Cody Maverick is the best thing that's ever happened to surfing. Surf's Up is honestly one of the best surf movies of all time, and I think most surfers will say that just because of how good it is. Because it's like Chasing Maverick, that was a terrible. To be honest, I can't remember it, but I don't think I enjoyed it. I think there was a lot of swimming and like it wasn't filmed right. They're not the right surfers. It's like anything when they're like sporting and someone knows a bit about that sport and they try making a movie and they don't get it right. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and Surf's Up just nailed it. Yeah, the surfers in that are incredible.
My alter ego is Tank the Shredder Evans.
You've got it correct, for yeah.
My ladies. No, it was a great. No, but that
Where's Surf's Up too? Yeah.
Asking the right questions.
on halt due to COVID-19. Actually, no. Did you see that article? We actually covered it in our Monday podcast. That 63 penguins murdered by killer bees.
Killer bees.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a gag. That's a real.
Oh,
For
I was
reals,
wondering
yeah.
where the hell that could happen, and it would be there.
Yeah. The danger pay is just too high.
But the big quote
How did I miss this?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
The big news from that Chasing Mavericks film was pushing limits, though, Chloe. But that was the quote it ended on.
Yeah.
Sometimes the limits push back, and he died. So when have you ever pushed the limits, Chloe?
I ever pushed the limit? The other day.
Oh, here we go.
I love when a story starts like this.
The other day, it was probably like 3 weeks ago, and I was heading home from a champagne celebration, and I'd had 2 drinks in 2 hours. So I thought it's completely fine. The regulations say that that's all good. I'm on my way home, and I'm going over Cliff Corner, and there's 5 police cars there, plus a little van they've set up that says random testing.
That's
and
not good.
I see them waving cars over. I literally shat my pants. And I was like, I'm never drinking ever again.
Wow.
So that was when I pushed the limits.
I was hoping for an inspirational story about sometime when you overcame some great difficulty, but this is you. And I think we have 0 tolerance laws now.
No, so I was chatting to someone after
Okay,
this had happened,
sorry.
and it hasn't been passed yet. So I would have been okay.
Who
But-
was this someone?
My boss actually, who I left with, who I had the drinks with. I had to confess afterwards.
They would say that though.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we live in a different time. I mean, my dad, oh, sorry, Dad. But he'd have a couple of drinks, go on a good drive, and that's cricket, boys.
Totally.
I took it quite literally, the alcohol limit. But anyways.
Let's get back to serious interview questions. So you've been around the South African music scene for a while now. What is your least favorite question to be asked?
Why did Bairre break up?
So Nick, why did Bairre break up? I mean, that was just always going to...
I kind of led into that. No, but I'm getting so used to answering this one as well. But the one thing that's killing me is I'm the only one who's like still doing music. So I'm the only one who answers this question within the band. The thing I'm most worried about is answering this question and what they think of what I've answered. So let's see. They'll see this. I think...
Hopefully.
I think why we ultimately... First of all, I don't think we should have broken up. I think most of the band also doesn't think we should have broken up. I think we were just almost like teenagers, being very rash. We'd been touring for like 3 years, constantly biting at each other's heels, and then it was just like almost one argument that like spun it out of control, and then we were like, we're breaking up. And then also we tried to do everything the best we could. So even like the idea of breaking up, we were all like, we had like 6 months lead up. We like planned our breakup perfectly. It was going to be this big thing. It was going to end in Kirstenbosch. We were a very meticulous band, but the reason we were a meticulous band is because one of us was an accountant, the other one was a lawyer, and the band kind of took off during like varsity days. And by the time that all ended, it was around the time everyone else was leaving varsity, and like our friend group was like starting their normal things, and we were kind of like the twins, one of them's an accountant, the other one's a lawyer. That's kind of their passion as well. And I was the kind of only one who really wanted to be Katy Perry. Yeah. I was the only one who like, I wrote the music. I was like the kind of wouldn't say driving force as well, because literally as soon as the band ended, I realized like how little I did and how much everyone else did. But yeah, it was kind of just that. They wanted to follow their new stage in life, like anyone would do.
Sure.
Yeah.
The whole of South Africa collectively wept.
I was at the breakup.
I wonder though, was it the whole of South Africa or was it like a little niche?
Well, it doesn't matter. Chloe was crying. Yeah, Chloe was at the breakup concert.
Nice.
I was front row.
She said not the best
Starstruck.
concert she's been to. Issues with audio, lyrics nonsensical at times,
Mostly.
and the front man, cocky piece of shit.
Yeah, all over the place. I was definitely very cocky as well. Yeah.
No, I enjoyed the origami.
Oh, thank you. I did that with.
Really?
Well, I was just about to say myself, but a lot of friends helped me. There were like 150
It
of
was
those.
just me as hard.
It was just me folding these big giant birds. But no, that was a lot of work. Yeah, we did
I
all
loved that.
our stages ourselves.
No, it was a brilliant concert. It was.
Thank you.
There's a trend on TikTok, and a lot of people won't understand this, but
Yeah.
So are you familiar with Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Yes. So people rap Rick and Morty. So like they'll rap Rick and Morty to the environment until climate change is solved. So Chloe is going to rap Rick and Morty at you until Bairre get back together. Chloe, take it away.
Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Rick.
That's as much as we can do, I think.
It's incredible.
So if you're not on TikTok, get on TikTok or go to Miami and lose your mind.
I'm not on TikTok. I just couldn't. I tried. I think there's a World of Birds account there that's dead, and there's a NIC PREEN account with no posts on it, but I just can't.
I'll make sure to give a follow.
Yeah, please give me a follow. Everyone out there.
Oh, well, come on.
It's needed.
Check him out. Nick Talk.
But on that old bed, Nick Talk.
You can take that for free.
No, thank you. On that Albert thing, that's why I was saying it's like I think it was a mistake that we broke up, because like the short straw guys, they just kind of took like a hiatus and like chilled out when things got too heavy and like stopped. And I'm still very close with all the Albert members, and we like see each other often. I chat to them constantly, and we were like literally as the pandemic was gonna happen, we were like, hey, we should just actually play another show, because we always wanted to come back and play another show, and we're like, maybe now's the time to play a show. So it's not like impossible that we do. It's not a very good time in history to be playing shows. Yeah.
So reunion is in the future, though.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get vaccinated, you inbred, so that we can go to the Albert reunion concert at Kirstenbosch. You heard it here first on Kids.
Nick, you know what I did want to ask you? Is that with each band you've created, there's always been a pair of siblings.
Yeah.
Why?
Keep it in the family.
Yeah. I don't think it hasn't been my choice either. Yeah. That's on them. I only wanted one of the twins in the band, and then she was like, oh, my sibling also plays. And then the same thing with the McCarthy boys for Birds. I got Connor, and then he was like, yo, my brother Ben's actually incredible. And yeah.
Classic
How can I
siblings.
refuse?
It's really tough. I have to like, in the end, you're always going to side with family. So the argument's kind of like...
This is the Fast and the Furious
Yeah.
trailer. Choose Nick PREEN in the Fast and Furious 12.
Someone say family.
Oh, Chloe. So, playing off the Albert sort of twin gag, do you think Chloe could be one of the twins because she ate her twin in the uterus and she can sing?
I absorbed it. So it's 2 for the price of 1. Just so you know.
Yeah, well, there needs to be two.
What about like a
Yeah.
We're So Sad, We're So Sorry? Let's hear it.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
We're so sad and we're so sorry.
I'm all for it, yeah.
This just proves that Nick's a wonderful human.
We've actually got like a gun under the table.
Yeah.
Say yes.
Yeah, come on.
What song is that?
That's when you know it's bad, Chloe. Wow.
It's been a while. It's not even
what's the line?
recognizable, my
We're
God.
So
I
Sad,
love
We're So
that. I thought
Sorry.
that was
Generation Melancholy.
Yeah, an Albert song, yeah.
I know the lyric. I honestly actually can't tell you what the track is.
Why do you think we are so sad and sorry?
We're so sad and we're so sorry, Generation Melancholy. That was because of our history.
The band.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Us.
White South Africans or
Yeah.
just South Africans.
Guilt, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Heavy.
well, that's what that. It's also I always did that. I drop like these heavy bombs and lyrics about like then it would be like about toast or something. Kids eating toast.
Kids
Exactly.
eating toast,
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd
Get people to join.
No.
We're so sad.
Exactly.
We're so sorry.
No, that's so
glad
true.
no one read into them. Yeah.
I must say, I had a creative hard-on when you finally agreed, after years of hounding both him and his girlfriend in their DMs.
Just actually Sam playing the long game to get you on the podcast.
Nice.
There's a longer game at stake here also. Because just from following your Instagram and you know what you do online and your actual creative work, I was just in awe. Just not necessarily what you do with music, but your zest for creativity
Yeah.
across the board, whether that is writing or like you said, you basically built that set for the final thing. So you're like the epitome of what I believe to be the best out of an artsy fartsy individual. And it was just so cool to see you do it and take up space, because like you said, we're so sad, we're so sorry. I think a lot of us are very conscious as like white South Africans where we step and where we don't. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you've embraced that, but also gone, I'm going to contribute to this beautiful body of work. So
thanks, man. I think that RC Fartsy is the greatest compliment I've ever got. But I also find it's also to my detriment. I kind of like spread myself a bit thin and then stop focusing on one. I've got like creative schizophrenia. Like I'm just all over the shop. So,
but that will come. We said when you arrived, it pisses me off that NIC PREEN isn't a household name. My mom said you're a better looking Johnny Clegg. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
wow. I'll take that.
Hey.
Take that to the bank. Eat
I
your
love
heart
that.
out, Johnny, and also rest in
Thank you,
peace.
Sam's mom.
Yeah, she's gonna see. She watches all of this stuff, and so she's gonna be excited about that. And I think it also goes quite well into, and we're gonna get super deep here again. A quote I think that you quoted yourself on, which is the only way really to quote, like only quote yourself.
Nervous.
Yeah, what did I say?
So you said, "The happier I am, the less I write, and the less I write, the sadder I become." So I guess what I want to know is, have you ever tried ketamine? That's our sponsor for today's episode. Kids eat toast sometimes. KETS, brought to you by ketamine.
KETS.
Don't do it, guys.
No. Do not do that. I'll be an advocate. Do not.
But so take us through the sentiments of that quote, rather.
On that, yeah. I suppose it's like my old band member Kyle used to always say he would try to break up my relationships, because as soon as I'd go through a breakup, then we'd have some songs.
Really good
And
content.
otherwise otherwise it wouldn't come. I've definitely that's not the case anymore. I'm finding it like there's different ways to be creative, but it definitely helps, because that's what like songwriting is pretty much, as you write your Dear Diary entry, and then that's what's like comes. And to be honest, it's normally the best stuff as well, when you're in that like heightened sense of emotion and you're just like, woe is me. But no, I've got a kind of good grasp on that now. I don't want to be unhappy.
Yeah.
I'd love to create not
Yeah.
being unhappy, but it gets easier. Yeah, I suppose look at like a lot of the great works of history. Look at Rumours, Fleetwood Mac. That is an album full of that's a horrible time for all of them, but celebrated by many. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chloe, on the whole, would you say you're a happy person?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, you might have depressed someone with your happiness. You didn't even skip a beat. Someone out there so sad, melancholic. No, I'm happy. Like, it's easy as well. No, I know it's an interesting time to be South African. It's an interesting time to do some toast trivia, Chloe.
Some toast trivia.
Yeah, it's a new segment of the show. I asked the questions last week. They were way too hard. No one got a single answer.
Sam also wanted me to tell him the questions so he could just have a think about them before you got them. So I'm just letting you know that
No, that's a lie. That is an honest lie.
Okay, let me just cut the cameras quick.
Maybe a
and
new
go
song,
again.
An Honest Lie. Again,
An honest lie.
that's for free as well.
I'll take it. Yeah, pocket it. And write it all down.
Okay, so what are we doing? Are we going to like...
Hand up.
Hand
we don't
up.
want to smack the
Okay.
poor someone listening to a podcast in their car.
All right, so we are going to do some toast trivia now. And first person with their hand up gets to answer the question. Are you two ready?
I'm
I
nervous.
hope so. I'm scared.
Okay. What was the first soft drink in space? Sam.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, nice.
Eat that, Nick. Or drink that, my sweet
I
Coke.
was going to get it wrong. That's all, yeah. Thank goodness.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say Pepsi. Don't
Close,
know why.
close.
Why would I go for
Nick
the second?
PREEN and the World of Birds are sponsored by Pepsi.
Okay.
That'd be big.
What was the first toy to be advertised on television?
Oh, I was going to say dildo. No.
You go first.
A slinky.
Very close.
Oh. I take my dildo. Can I take that comment back? I panicked.
Children's toy.
Oh, cancel that. A Teletubby.
Rubik's Cube.
Okay, I'm gonna take you guys out of your misery, Mr. Potato Head.
What?
What is Queen
Hey,
Elizabeth?
Mr. Potato
what is
Head.
Queen
Did he
Elizabeth
come
II?
before Toy Story?
Yeah.
Wow. Did not
They
know
just
that.
wrote the whole film around Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
He's the main
All
character.
of those toys are probably toys. Sorry. Those are real toys. That's not very creative.
You're not
Pixar.
a real toy, Buzz. I mean, you're. If you guys haven't watched Toy Story, we just ruined the whole plot. And also, it's
Surely
been,
Buzz and Woody weren't toys before.
but that's one of the biggest gags in Toy Story with what's Woody is the cowboy. Yeah, telling you're a toy, Buzz. There's old Buzz Lightyear trying to fly. There's a lesson there, guys. Spread your wings, try to fly. You might be a toy, you might fly. The world of birds. On tour now.
Double happiness. Okay. What is Queen Elizabeth II's surname? Go for it.
Windsor.
Nice. What is the
I was
strongest?
going to say Elizabeth. That's the trick question. I was like, you idiot, Windsor. Fucking musicians doing trivia.
Elizabeth.
Nice.
Okay. What's the strongest muscle in the human body?
Oh, me, please. The gluteus maximus. Oh, the bunda.
I have no idea.
What is it, Chloe?
The jaw. The main jaw muscle.
I was
The mandible.
close.
The masseter. I don't know. What was Britney Spears' first song?
Oh, baby, baby. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yeah.
There.
No.
We watched this the other
Was that
day.
her first song?
Yeah.
Segue.
First ever. She
Yeah.
just came out of the gates.
Yeah.
Chloe was like, we need to investigate this because Britney Spears was 16. And if you think
and
about
that
it,
music video.
it's the most.
You hitting a child. Is that not what you were going with?
I don't know if
No.
it's I don't know if it's
No,
as
the-
literal as that. I mean, maybe it's more
'Cause she's dressed up in that schoolboy outfit, boobs.
schoolgirl.
What did I say? Schoolboy. Come on, Chloe. It's 2021. People can cross dress and not be called out for it. But yeah, it's very sexualized, and she was 16. Now it's
Yeah.
all about freeing Britney.
Hit me, baby. Okay.
Asking to be hit as well. I wonder who actually wrote that song.
Her dad, maybe.
Ouch.
This has got, this is heading to like between the ferns territory. We're trying to, between the one, what plants is that, Chloe?
Lily.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, last question. What was the most streamed show on Netflix in 2020? Hands, people.
2020. Oh, man.
Sammy?
I'm going to go with Money Heist, even though it's a piece of shit. Oh,
I've also avoided that show.
very sexual.
The most streamed can't be Ted Lasso. But that's coming up now, surely. 2020.
2020. Yeah, last year.
No. Friends.
The Umbrella Academy season 2.
Oh, no.
No,
I know.
We kind of enjoyed
It was
that.
like
but the
40
most
million.
streamed-
It's true.
40
I
million
kind of
streams.
enjoyed it. That's actually a good way to describe it.
Yeah, I was like, this is all right.
I went like, no, but I kind of enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah. So the world of birds.
Yeah.
That's your. I mean, you get dragged about Bairre when they're coming back. You're in a super successful, super cool band at the moment. I did read somewhere that it was first NIC PREEN and the World of Birds.
Yeah.
Did that initially ruffle a few feathers?
Yeah.
You like that one? Chloe, give it to you. Like and subscribe for more of that, boys.
No, it didn't. Maybe my own. Because, from Bairre, I wanted to like push I didn't want to come starting again. So I thought the NIC PREEN would bring a bit of clout. And then I started introducing new band members, and the band members got more involved. So then it felt a bit weird that it was just Nick Preen and there's like more band members.
Yeah.
But so I was like, cool, it's Nick Preen and the World of Birds. And then pretty much every venue we got booked for, any designer trying to make a poster was like, please, no, I can't do this. Like, you've taken up the whole poster. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't need Nick Preen there. Let's get rid of that. And also the World of Birds, it's like a play on Nick Preen, to clean a bird.
Oh, hey-oh. Nice.
Yeah.
That's way better than my, that's an intellectual pun.
And then also we started, it's Connor, Ben, myself, we started like crafting a new sound, and we're like, this is great, this is a new band, The World of Birds. And I also prefer not to have my name on a thing, which is, yeah, I'm kind of doing it now. I'm releasing Nick Preen music as well. There's just too many things going on.
While we're on Nick Preen music and your own name,
Yes.
Are You There For Anyone? A wonderful track. It's got me into jazz.
Oh.
Yeah. I told Chloe I'm now a jazz fan, but exclusively of Nick Preen's stuff. So, which leads me to my next question. Are you there for anyone?
Yes, I hope so. Yeah.
Lovely. Chloe, yourself?
I also hope so.
For each other.
Can you testify to that? Or
I asked Chloe to marry me on the last podcast and she laughed. Yeah.
It's probably the setting.
My eyes.
Also, there was no ring. What's that? Huh?
Okay, we'll dance back to the World of Birds. Preen, a few questions to go. Thanks, Nick. You're the guy. At this stage, I might ask you to marry me.
Part of it, yeah.
Exactly. My favorite song, Yellow Brick Road. It's just so exciting. It's just like it's a interesting sound as well. Is it synth? Is there a lot of synth in that? I see that word chucked around a lot when they speak about that album in particular. Yeah. Very cool.
Is that Wizard of Oz inspired?
Yes. Well, indirectly, I think Elton John was inspired by Wizard of Oz, and then I just stole the Yellow Brick Road.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to creatively steal. It's good for you.
Steal like an artist. It's a great book.
It is. Book? It is very good. My roommate's a genius. He really is. He's not my roommate as well. My people have corrected me. He's the flatmate. So there we go.
Sam's parents say, "Well, where's his room in your bedroom?" Can't call him your roommate.
Are like English Nazis.
I don't think they'd be too happy about you saying that.
Yeah, but anyway, The World of Birds has charted in Mongolia. First of all, what's that like? Second of all, where the fuck is Mongolia?
It was great. It was great for the day. We found out about it, and then nothing's really come from it.
No big Mongolian tours on the cards.
No.
Chloe, where is Mongolia? He refuses to answer.
Mongolia is a country.
Yes.
In Asia. Because earlier today I said it was in India. So.
Well, yeah, also in Asia.
Yeah, it's in Asia. It's a country in Asia.
Geography.
It's a country, yeah.
Yeah. We are all certain that it's a country. Its exact location, maybe you guys let us know. Claire and I also discussed a bit earlier that you're somewhat of a lyrical genius.
Wow, thank
you.
So
take that. So I look towards your idols, Paul McCartney, Bob Dylan, and Rebecca Black. How have the latter inspired you outside of the fact that this is when the weekend starts?
I mean, I like very direct punchlines. I want to know what I'm listening to. I don't want to like shrouded metaphors. I want to know about Friday being the best day of the week. And then Paul McCartney, Bob Dylan. Yeah, they're okay.
Have you listened to a single Saturday? I'm being very genuine. She does have a single called
Rebecca
Saturday.
Black, your hero.
No, I have not.
Fake fan.
Fake fan.
Exposed on the podcast yet again.
No, yeah. I don't think. No.
We'll cut that out. It's too revealing. It's too.
No, I want people to know I don't listen to the people. Where did you get that from? That's from like a.
I think that was
event bio.
I saw an event bio. I saw a Spotify bio, which was well written. I think you wrote it. Come on, Samuel. I don't know. When you look directly in my eyes, my heart skips a beat.
I find all those things so funny, and like a lot of people don't know, but like pretty much everything you read about an artist is like something they've written about themselves, as in like third person, and like Nick Preen is this and that and that, and you're like, Nick PREEN is writing this about himself.
Absolutely. Chloe was going to ask you if you enjoyed being the Prince of Cape Town. I was like, Chloe, you need to shut up.
No,
That's a terrible title.
this is a great one. Yeah, someone said it on radio, so I was like, okay, I can put this in every bio I have now.
You see, I should have asked.
I was in an interview and someone said it, and I was like, I'm gonna make this a thing. Cape Town's Prince of Indie Pop, but everyone leaves out the indie bit, so it sounds better than it is. But then someone asked me recently, who's the who's the king of pop, the indie or South African pop, maybe, because we all know who the world king is.
Mm-hmm.
But who would you guys say? There's an answer.
South African.
Yeah,
King of Pop. Kurt
Darren. Okay.
Captain! Well, tell me that doesn't get a 21st movie, a 50th movie, a funeral movie. Captain!
We're talking about my musical father, so we gotta get this. I wanna.
Okay.
Oh, is this your lookalike?
This is the king of pop. So I'm the local,
Okay.
the son of this man.
I'm so scared now. Chloe, answer.
Who are you talking about? I don't know.
It's Danny Kaye.
There we go. I was made to love you. yeah. We're real ones out here.
If I can get anywhere near to Danny Kaye, I'll be happy with my musical journey.
We'll try set up a podcast, a 4-way. Okay.
I was also looking at that dude online after. I was like thinking it's definitely Danny Kaye, but he looks like a celebrity.
Yeah.
He works on his body.
He does.
He looks like that Heat magazine celebrity. Yeah.
But I think that's the old celebrity
It
that
is
we've
the old
fallen out of
celebrity,
love with. Now we want you. And Chloe, look at her. Look at those eyes. How could you not trust and love a set of eyes like that? Will you now marry me? I want Nick PREEN to be at our wedding, Chloe. Bring back Albert. Okay, now we've also played a game on the show. Otherwise it just degenerates, as you've witnessed firsthand. And it's called Overrated, Underrated.
Yes.
And are you familiar with the concept?
Yeah, totally.
So, okay, cool. So things you like are probably underrated, things you think.
I know where you guys stole this from.
Who was it from? Tell us.
Pitchfork.
Oh, no. I saw Gary Vee doing this online.
Oh, really?
Is trading or money overrated?
Oh.
That was not a bad Gary Vee impersonation. Haven't been working on that in the shower. What's Pitchfork?
Pitchfork.
Yeah, enlighten us. We're
It's
plebs.
a music platform where, they've got a great YouTube channel. They do overrated and underrated, and they have these little sketches, and they have a lot of celebrities in it. I'm sure you've seen
cute.
I'm sure a pop-up.
Probably
yeah.
like Genius, like the same kind of.
I think but these guys were doing this a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we've also
Interesting.
been doing this for a long time, Nick. So
But I've always wanted to play this.
okay,
Oh,
so
cool.
here we go.
Not on
So
Pitchfork. But
over.
yeah.
Would you give me? Shut up.
We've done actually very well for not talking over each other. I talk over everyone. Sorry.
It's the reason Albert broke up. So too real. No, I'm joking.
Rick and
All
Morty. Rick and Morty.
I can just see anyone over 40 is like, no, we try to support them early doors, but this isn't it. Okay, so overrated, underrated with Nick PREEN. Albert.
Overrated. Underrated.
Okay, let's power through them. Spur 2 for 1.
Overrated.
Babuati.
Are you guys not playing this either?
No, just for you. It's with Nick PREEN.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, we'll pick up again. Overrated, underrated with Nick PREEN. Babuati.
Underrated.
Rassie Erasmus.
Underrated.
Oat milk.
Girlfriend's gonna kill me. Overrated.
Facts. We hate it. Rocking the Daisies.
Underrated.
The overrated, underrated game.
Underrated.
There we go.
Lots of fun.
My favorite was the Albert.
Overrated, underrated. Fun.
An insight into the bands.
No, people saw right through me there.
Oh no. Chloe, any parting questions for Nick? Will you marry him? Perhaps. I wouldn't be offended.
I can't think of. Oh, my one.
Oh, here we go.
My one was that I was listening to. I think you released a song called 2020 in 2019.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of foreshadowing going on there.
That was quite incredible. Quite scary, actually.
Yeah.
That's Red Robin as well.
Yeah.
she started writing the lyrics about like the dark cloud, like look out the window, and then I was just writing I put 2020 into it because I was like, this is going to get a lot of syncs. We're going to get on some commercials for like 2020
Oh,
summer.
shit.
I was being a little more vapid, and then also, but then when it came out, and then everything that happened afterwards, some people started just like saying, "Have you heard like the lyrics of your song? It's literally like forewarning you about the pandemic." And I was like, that's why we broke up. Yeah. That's why Red Robin's no longer in the world of birds. We got too freaked.
Oh, jeez.
Good heavens. So it's a man-made virus then.
Listen
Created
to
by
the song,
Bairre,
yeah, it's all
actually.
there.
Nick PREEN and Nick PREEN and
Avian
Wuhan.
flu.
What a absolute mess. This has been a lot of fun. Where do we find you, or where can people find you? Any shows? You recently were at La Parada.
Yes, yeah, that's going to be a running series. There's See You Sunday, every second Sunday, live music. I'm curating a lineup of bands from Cape Town, and it's just nice. It was so nice last Sunday to have a lineup. It's like, I mean, there's a lot of DJ-oriented events, but watching a band is just a whole nother thing. There's like pause, there's a lot more entertainment. There's, I don't know. There's a funny thing about... maybe we shouldn't go into it. Maybe I'll just do it. But there's a lot of venues are like getting tired of having like a DJ lineup, that like a festival just full of DJ lineups, because there's nothing to stop kids from just inhaling like drugs and constantly just going for it. Where a band, there's like pause, you can eat, you can chill. People aren't like buying all the water at the bar and actually buying beers and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting, and I'm hoping it's like the live music scene is about to like come back.
I hope so.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Otherwise,
So that's where you can find me,
and at Nick PREEN.
at Nick PREEN. That's probably what I should have led with. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Oh shit. Comedy.
Oh no.
Physical comedy. We do a bit of that as well here at Kids Eat Toast sometimes. The most underrated South African musician, the most underrated musician in the world, probably. Also follow him on social media. It's very funny. You get an insight into his creative mind, I feel. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Nick.
Chloe, she's working on a new album. Chlo Dog, do our sign off. She does it better than anyone.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow us.
I said no. I said you're taking the people for granted too often.
Oh,
So
we love you guys.
there we go. And we do. This is for also people who don't
Oh,
understand. It's from Korean pop culture, South Korean, not North Korean. You make a little heart with
It's
your
like-
index finger and your thumb.
There you go.
There we,
Yeah.
almost like you're about to click.
Are you about to click?
No, you just
Oh.
and it's a heart. You
I
say
was about to say this is gonna be a hard click.
there, and you just say bye.
Bye.
Bye.